This is not just playtime. It is the beginning of a lifetime of success. Believe it or not, it has become quite clear that children who are well prepared to enter kindergarten stand a far greater chance of succeeding throughout the school years than those who are not.
About half of them are well prepared to come into kindergarten, and the other half are not as well prepared and require a lot of work on our part to get them to the point where they are ready to learn the things that we have to teach.
If 2 or 3 are totally not prepared, have no background, don't know their alphabet, then that teacher is spending an enormous amount of time trying to catch those kids up. One of the big arguments for early childhood and pre-K classrooms is to get all kids, more or less at the same place, so teachers can move that whole class and not have to isolate and separate a couple kids at the bottom that aren't prepared to learn.
When these children do not get the preparation they need to successfully enter kindergarten, the effect cascades throughout our Commonwealth.
26,000 children in Virginia have failed third grade reading, and that's predictive of high school dropout, of course.
In Virginia, about 25% of our kids don't make it to graduation. And many of those kids come out of homes, again, where the parents are dropouts, and also started falling behind the day they entered kindergarten.
In Virginia today, in the 21st century, it's really the right thing to do to have programs of this type, high-quality programs of this type, as broadly available to individuals as possible.
The research shows if they enter school ready to learn in kindergarten, they're more apt to be reading on grade level in third grade. If they're reading on grade level in third grade, they're more apt to be reading in fifth grade. If they're reading on grade level in fifth grade, they're more apt to graduate and enter the workforce and go on to higher education.
Parents are their child's first teacher. But too many children end up at risk for school failure because their parents lack the ability to provide a high-quality early childhood experience, either at home or in the care of others.
The children that are in our program are at-risk children. They haven't been talked to, they haven't been read to. Last year, all 48 children that were in our BPI program passed the benchmark for kindergarten. Without the 4-year-old program, they would not have stood a chance.
We really are low in the number of facilities that are here. The only way we're going to have a successful society is if we do turn it the opposite way around.
There's still a substantial number of at-risk students that are not being served. The recent advent of the Early Childhood Foundation is given another whole dimension to the efforts to bring resources together. And so I think Virginia is moving toward a more complex delivery system that will make early childhood services available to a much larger number of children than had previously been the case.
Here we are in April, and we still have 30 children on our waiting list. So many doors are closing on you each year. It all comes down to money.
We know that school remediation is expensive and avoidable. That's why the word investment is far more than just a political term, because the payoff in early childhood education is far greater than the investment.
Sink as much money into early childhood as you possibly can. It saves us in the long run, and it shows where Virginia cares.
We're it. We are the beginning, and we need funding.
Smart Beginnings funding is helping to localities to provide and develop additional methods and strategies to work with children.
The good news is that educators across Virginia have designed a large variety of programs that, when implemented, are successfully preparing children from all backgrounds for kindergarten and the rest of their education. These programs are also getting parents more directly involved in doing the work at home that prepares their children to enter school ready to succeed.
Indeed, we have to start early, and we have to open as many doors as possible to as many people as possible in order to overcome some of these obstacles that we face as a society. So taking the long view and making sure that we have the workforce and the educated society that we need, we really do need to give people a smart beginning.
The good early childhood programs and pre-K programs are our best hope at catching kids up. So when they start kindergarten, they can go on and have successful school careers and go on to successful futures.
When we start early, when we fully develop the potential that every child possesses, we create a smart beginning for that child and a bright future for our Commonwealth.